It was shock.
Take a look at Exhibit 374, please.
Johnny Depp has told a court that his ex-wife Amber Heard was the one who was violent and abusive in their marriage, detailing how she severely hurt him with a roundhouse punch, and detailing his version of the incident that resulted in his now severed finger. Hi, and welcome to our channel. For today's video, we are going to talk about Johnny Depp explaining how he lost part of a finger in an argument with Amber Heard. Johnny Depp testified about an argument with Amber Heard in 2015 that ended in a severed finger. On Wednesday, April 27, the actor continued his witness evidence, recalling a notoriously claimed brawl between himself and Heard in March 2015 while in Australia for work. Depp put up his right hand to reveal his funny-looking middle finger, which was somewhat shorter than the rest of his fingers. During the March 2015 incident, the two were arguing about their prenuptial agreement, according to Depp, who noted that anytime the pair brought up the issue of a prenup, it would springboard into unpleasantness and arguments. He said that an irate Heard referred to him as an ass kisser who didn't fight for her inclusion in his will, and that he withdrew himself from the situation by locking himself in the bathroom. "I grabbed the bottle of vodka and a shot glass," Depp said. "She was nowhere around. I poured myself 2 or 3 shots of vodka, my first taste of alcohol in a long time. She came down to the bar and found me there and started screaming, 'Oh, you're drinking again. You're a monster.' She walked up to me and grabbed the bottle of vodka and stood back and hurled it at me. It went past my head and smashed behind me. When he grabbed a larger bottle to pour himself another shot, Heard reached for it too," Depp testified. "My hand is on the edge of the bar and she threw the large bottle and it made contact and shattered everywhere. I didn't feel the pain at first. What I felt was heat and something dripping down my hand. I looked down and realized that the tip of my finger had been severed. I was looking directly at my bone sticking out and the meaty portion. Blood was pouring out," he said. "I think I went into some sort of, I don't know what a nervous breakdown feels like, but that's probably the closest that I've ever been. Nothing made sense. I knew in my mind and my heart that this is not life. No one should have to go through this." Depp said he hid in a bathroom and was subsequently transported to the hospital, where he told the doctors that his finger was stuck between enormous accordion doors. "I lied because I didn't want to disclose that it had been Miss Heard that had thrown a vodka bottle at me and took my finger off," he told the court in his lawsuit against his former wife. "I didn't want to get her in trouble." On Depp's second day of testimony, jurors heard about incidents that signaled the end of their relationship, which occurred shortly after Depp's mother died in the hospital. "I decided to call Amber and tell her that my mom had died that day. I said, 'Look, I've made a decision and I think it's the best thing. I'm going to file for divorce.'" While Heard was at Coachella, he went to their penthouse to grab some of his belongings and informed her that he would not claim unresolved issues or any abuse in the relationship. But Depp's security officer informed him it wasn't the right time and showed him a snapshot of human waste on his side of the bed that was human feces on his phone. "It was so outside. It was so bizarre and so grotesque that I could only laugh," Depp said. When asked if it may have come from the couple's tiny Yorkies, the actor responded, "No. I lived with those dogs for many years," he said. "It was clear that did not come from a dog. It just didn't." It was the dog's fecal delivery, Heard later revealed. Depp stated that he couldn't accept it. Heard was on the phone with artist Io Tillett Wright afterward. He claimed and remarked the wonderful point of just how funny it was that Depp assumed the delivery was hers. Heard had previously subjected Depp to an endless parade of insults, and Depp had wanted to try to make it work to help her. "The Amber Heard I knew was not this opponent. She wasn't my girl. She'd become my opponent." Moreover, he said that his drinking was frequently the root of their disputes. Miss Heard had been telling Depp that he needed to quit drinking so aggressively. She also described the actor as weak, a complete mess, an alcoholic ruining everything. According to Depp, the debates regularly devolved into full-fledged fights. He remarked, "Her need for conflict and violence erupts out of nowhere. I learned to deal with it exactly as I did as a child, which was retreat." The court in Fairfax, Virginia has yet to hear Heard's account of events, but jurors have been given a tour of an unstable celebrity marriage, tinted by addiction for a day and a half of Depp's evidence thus far. After the alleged domestic violence, Depp is suing Heard for $50 million, charging her with defamation. Why did Depp let this domestic violence continue? Depp talked about his childhood before revealing his connection with Heard. Depp's sister and personal manager, Christy Dembrowski, previously testified that she watched Depp being physically beaten and wounded by their mother, and that Depp promised he would never do anything like that. Depp said he was subjected to constant physical abuse by his mother as a child, as he said in his testimony. She had the ability to be as cruel as anyone can be with all of us. Essentially, she could become quite violent, and she was quite violent. And she was quite cruel. There was physical abuse, certainly, which could be in the form of an ashtray being thrown at you, or you'd get beat with a high-heel shoe, or a telephone, or whatever's handy, he claimed. "I stayed through all that. I'm sure that it's somehow related to my father remaining stoic, as my mother would beat him to death," he said, claiming that Heard has a need for conflict. She has a need for violence. It erupts out of nowhere, and the only thing I learned to do with it is exactly what I did as a child, which is take a step back. I stayed, I suppose because my father stayed. I suppose because I had been in that relationship with Vanessa that was lost. I didn't want to fail. I wanted to try to make it work," Depp said. Miss Heard had spoken of suicide on a couple of occasions, so that also becomes a factor. That's also something that always lives in the back of your brain and that you fear. Because when I would leave sometimes, she would stop me at the elevator with the security guards crying and screaming, "I can't live without you. I'm going to die, but you had to get out." Well, what do you think about this? Johnny Depp claiming Miss Heard a suicidal. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. But before you leave, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell for more updates. See you in the next one. Goodbye.